Hey, good morning, folks. I'm Live Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa with the MLive Morning Weather Update. All right, I get it now. Daniel Rome says, been waiting for 50 minutes. Okay, I kind of understand what's happening here. So, MLive wants me to put up this small post that has the link in it, a little bit of a blurb about what's going to happen today or what we're going to talk about. They want me to put that up around 8:15 for some reason, and that's where folks are thinking that it's live already. So I would download the MLive app and allow notifications, and then you'll get the notification. Now, that notification comes to you and me at different times. We don't control that through the notification process, but they usually start that notification like a couple of minutes before I go on the air live, and that way it's not much of a wait. All right, so the first thing we got to start with is the severe weather update this is for Thursday afternoon, more likely Thursday evening, Thursday overnight, very early Friday morning, sometime in there. And note that the Storm Prediction Center has shifted it a little toward the northeast and encompasses most of lower Michigan now versus, it was encompassing the southwest half yesterday. Right now, so up to that, we have some spotty, showery, thunder showery type weather. This is the current radar, and you could see some showers. All of this stuff in the next 2 days will move toward the northwest. So the showers over Lake Erie are heading toward the Detroit area. Nothing real substantial, but it will be there. Otherwise, fairly dry at the moment. We look to our old friend, the models, and the high-resolution rapid refresh model for a radar forecast, and it shows the flare-ups on this kind of weather comes mostly in the afternoons. So this is 3 o'clock, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. And what it says is that the southern half of the state, southwest part, has the best chance of getting a scattered thunder shower this afternoon. But certainly you could see a lot of areas will just stay dry. It's almost that unplannable type weather, if that's a real word. Now here's model that goes into tomorrow. So this is a different model for this afternoon, kind of showing the same deal. Scattered showers around Lansing and Grand Rapids and Ann Arbor, Detroit. Overnight, this is 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. A lot of information wants to show a little bit more concentrated in an area of light showers and thunder showers on the west side of the state. And we go through the day tomorrow, and this is early afternoon, so will you be wet in Ann Arbor and Detroit, Saginaw, Bay City, the Thumb, Houghton Lake, Alpena? Probably not. Probably, be fairly isolated. Looks like it will be in the southwest, and that area rotates around. So best we could say is scattered showers. But look, as we get to Thursday early afternoon, see the line of thunderstorms developing off to the west. So if it's there and moving fast, it's probably 6 hours after that into Michigan and southwest Michigan, which puts it into the early evening. Let's look at, I thought I had it lined up for you here. Okay, hold on a second. Let's look at the European so we can look at the Thursday situation. So here's our scattered showers today and tomorrow. And then one note, this storm system coming at us on Thursday is only about an hour of rain. So here is right there. That would be 2 in the morning, Friday morning. So this model wants to have it fairly late. That reduces our severe weather chances, but the wind energy is there. But also I want you to notice that, this would already be out by 7 on Friday, and then Friday would be dry. It would be, not into the cooler air just yet, and that cooler air and showers are back to the northwest. It'll kind of poke through the northern part of Michigan on the weekend, at least on Saturday. So 70s today, 70s tomorrow, Thursday probably in the 80s for a lot of places. Even if you see 78, this is probably a little bit too cool. It's probably 80 to 86 on Thursday. Friday, still looking at 80s. And then Saturday, it cools off in the north. It cools off everywhere, but still 70s south. And then you transition to 50s in the north. Maybe cooler on Sunday with a lake breeze. And early next week, this model is showing cooler before we get back to the 60s in the middle part of the week. More on that in just a moment. And the Climate Prediction Center, it kind of dovetails with what I want to talk about. 6 to 10 day forecast leans toward being cooler than normal, May 18th to the 22nd. And the 8 to 14 day also kind of has a center of cooler than normal. Hey, good morning, Dan Slavin. And good morning, Carl Yo from Lennox. So what I want to say here is, a lot of people latch onto these cold looks on the models. They tend to really not overachieve in our current atmosphere of the last decades. For example, I looked back. Do you realize that we feel like we had a cold winter? January in Lansing, I use Lansing as just a steady climate point with no lake effect involved for the most part. January was 1.5 degrees colder than normal in Lansing. That's not really detectable cold deviation. February was I think it was about 1.5 degrees also colder than normal. And you felt like February was really cold. March was 6 degrees warmer than normal. 6 degrees warmer or colder on an average monthly temperature is not record, but it's detectable significantly deviant from normal. April has been a couple of degrees warmer than normal. In the last year, Lansing has had 3 months colder than normal. January, February, 1.5 degrees colder than normal. Not real significant. But if you're colder than normal in January and February, you're cold. I do agree with that. And then 1 month last year was about 0.5 degree colder than normal. That goes back to May. I think it was July or August was 0.5 degree cooler than normal. And that felt cool because we were in a hot month and it was a little cooler than normal. So my point is, when we're seeing these 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 day forecasts that come in cooler than normal, they don't really verify much. They turn out to be 2 of the 6 days in the period. And what I'm seeing is a ridge wants to be in the middle part of the U.S. Why do I say that? Look at North Dakota. Look at Minnesota. North Dakota, one of those cities was 99 degrees yesterday. 99 degrees. If the ridge sets up over the Dakotas, the center line of the ridge for the summer sets up over the Dakotas, we'll be on the east side of the ridge. We will have cold fronts that come through, but the ridge will also slide east. We'll get into hot weather. It'll back up. So it'll be a hot summer if the ridge line is as close as the Dakotas, because it tends to shift eastward through the summer. So don't worry. We might have some cooler weather. We still have some lakes to warm up, but we have a lot of warm weather this week, and we have a severe weather outbreak that has a potential. One of the myths, though, is remember that's only about a 1 hour line of showers and thunderstorms, and in that, The severe weather would occur at your house for about 5 to 15 minutes at tops. So it's not something that is a big, long-lasting thing. There you go. That's my MLive morning weather update for you. I'll update you on the severe weather and anything else that I can find in the atmosphere that's interesting to you. And make sure you bookmark the mlive.com/weather page. That's where we update everything. Take care.